this is something that I wish I heard when I moved. What if I haven't done that? That's the human nature. We all build illusions. A normal human desire to fit in. Most people don't want to hear that, but hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is another video from my expat series, and that's something that I wanted to address for quite a long time, to be honest. This is actually the second time I'm trying to film this video because this topic is not an easy one, and this topic is something that we should address more often as expats and something that we don't talk enough about, and I want to change that because you know that with my videos I'm trying to have the real talks with you and say the things just as they are. This is something that lots of expats are struggling with, lots of expats that I know and people here and on my Instagram page, and also I myself have been trapped into this mindset for a few times actually during my expat years. So if you're ready guys, let's talk. As we start settling down into our expat lives, it's inevitable that we'll face some difficulties. We all face those struggles, whether those are the bureaucratic ones or the struggles linked to finding friends or language struggles. You know, there are lots of them, and if you're an expat, you probably know what I'm talking about. But at some point, at a certain stage of our settling down in a new country, we might start asking ourselves, why? Why have I moved in the first place? Why have I left my home country? What if I haven't done that? And we seem to be ending up in this endless string of what ifs, because unless we go home, there seems to be no other solution. And the worst thing happens when we actually look back at our life back home, at our home country, and it might seem to us that our friends are having better lives there while we are struggling abroad because everything is easy there, everything is as they know it there, and this is not exactly what they're going through, but this might be something that we think. This mostly happens because we end up disappointed because in the first place we've built a certain illusion of how our life abroad might look like, and that's normal. That's something that we might not really fight because that's the human nature. We all build illusions when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to career, and when it comes to expat life, and that's just something that we should work on, you know. You cannot really fight this nature of creating this illusion for you, but you can learn to adjust and to let go of the disappointments. And then sometimes, while struggling as an expat, you might think that you don't belong in your new country. Now guys, this is something that not many people talk about, and this is something that I wish I heard when I moved. You will never belong fully to your new country, and that's normal. Yes, obviously that's a normal desire, normal human desire to fit in into a new society, into a new country, but you are a foreigner there, and that's okay. And then when you start thinking about belonging, fitting in your new country, and then that's where people start thinking, maybe I should go home, maybe I'll belong there, maybe I do belong there right now and I don't belong here in my new country. And here is the truth guys, going back home will not solve your problems. I've talked about it in my previous videos, but as soon as my last video about that was released, I've seen lots of comments, both here and on Instagram, about people actually talking about this stuff. Now, see, when you become an expat, when you start living abroad, and especially if you've lived abroad for quite some time, chances are you will not belong at home either. And that's something we should live with, that's something we should accept. We don't belong back home, but we as expats might not fully belong to our new countries. I myself have struggled for a very long time with that sense of finding home, finding a place where I belong and not feeling like I fully belong. And I have accepted that. Honestly, I have just tried to let it go and live my life just like that, because obviously by living in Italy I'm not becoming an Italian, and I don't want to. I want to preserve my identity and I want to be myself, and that means that I will not fully belong because I don't have the same background as people here, I don't have the same mindset all of the times as the people here. And I've just accepted that I will forever be an alien, because I will also be an alien at home. Every time I go home now, I still feel like a foreigner there. I feel like I don't belong fully there, and I think that's okay. We just have to accept that we're aliens now, and there's beauty in it. And this actually makes me think of the Sting's song, and if you know which song I'm talking about, the best advice he's given us in that song is be yourself no matter what they say. Be yourself, be an alien, that's okay. The biggest lie we might be serving ourselves as expats is that if we came back home one day, we'd actually find everything the same way that we left it. That's not true. That's simply impossible. You know, being an expat changes you profoundly, and your friends back home have probably done their part of growing and changing. I hope so. Anyway, even if they haven't, although I doubt it, you have evolved. You are a different person now, and there are big chances that your friendships will be different, that your friendship dynamics will be different, because unless you've seen your friends constantly, unless you've been in touch with them for all of the time that you've been abroad, that you've been an expat, you will find some difficulties in communicating with them because you have changed. Moreover, I know it's not easy to accept, and I know that most people don't want to hear that, but people do tend to forget about you. People do tend to go on with their lives, and sometimes they forget about you. Nothing happens twice, nothing stays the same in life, it's just impossible. So think before going back home. Now, I'm not talking about external circumstances, practical circumstances that might influence our decision. I'm talking about this thing from a purely emotional side. You know, if we consider our emotions, if we consider whether we've been successful in learning a new language or finding new friends or stuff like that, think before you make the decision to come back home, because sometimes trying to re-establish ourselves back home might not work the way that we hope it to work and might actually backfire. And now, if you are an expat, especially if you are a new expat and you are struggling with establishing yourself in your new country, you are struggling with those expat blues, I can feel you. You are not alone in that. All expats go through rough patches, and I've been there, and I think pretty much everyone has been there. That's okay to struggle, that's okay to ask for help, and that's okay to accept that it's not, all fun and games, that you're building your life from scratch. And obviously, it might not be easy all of the time. Don't give up. As I said before, unless it's for external circumstances, if it's for purely emotional side of being an expat, if you're struggling emotionally, don't give up just yet. Fight for that experience, for your chance to live through this experience, for your chance to establish yourself, to become a different person, because definitely this experience is changing you, and this experience might be very rewarding if you let it be so. Don't rush into impulsive decisions of going back home or moving to another country, unless obviously you are deeply unhappy there. That's an absolutely different topic. Other than that, never give up. Never, never, never. Fight for your happiness. Just know that you are not alone in that. We're all in the same boat, all expats, trust me. And I promise it will get easier. I promise it will be okay. And in the end of the road, being an expat is actually a nice, fun and rewarding experience that will give you so many amazing memories. Even if you end up being an expat for just a part of your life and not for your whole life, trust me, it will enrich you in the ways you cannot imagine. And that's it for today, guys. This topic has been on my heart for a very long time, and I really wanted to address it because I think that some people might need to hear that, especially in the current circumstances, especially with the pandemic that's been hitting the world for the past 2 years. The feeling of isolation is real, the feeling of solitude is real, and I really want to let you know that you are not alone. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and please share it with someone who might need to hear these words. And if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell button to get the notifications of all the upcoming videos, because I talk about less serious stuff on this channel too, like travel and life in Italy in general. Thank you for being here, stay strong and enjoy your day.